Hello, my name is Daisy Balon and I'm going to be talking about the Refine Edge Brush Tool and the Brush Tool. So I'm going to go ahead and start off with the Refine Edge Brush Tool. Just to give it a quick description, this tool is often used to make adjustments and refine the edges or the outer areas of the selection. It's very helpful and very useful for areas that have a lot of details such as hair, fur, and things like that. So I'm going to go ahead and zoom into the lower portion of the leg where we can see that the pant pockets have a little bit of fibers and little texture coming off of the area. So we're going to go ahead and refine that. So with the tool selected, we're going to go ahead and just start to work our way around the area that we want, and it's after we're done you can see that it removes the background while it refines, but it's very difficult to see on this view, so we can go over to the properties window and change the view mode. So we click down on the view and head over to the black and white because it works best to see the little changes and use the little fibers selected and all those refinements made with the tool. So I'm going to go ahead and go back to onion skin. Another thing that the Refine Edge Brush Tool allows you to do is to show the edges of your selection. So it shows the area in which you made refinements and adjustments with the tool. And here we can see the transparency. We can actually lower the transparency if we want to see more of the image as we work on it, or less on this view. If we were to hide the edges, the transparency will make the unselected area, in this case the background, less transparent or more transparent, as opposed to when on the edges it kind of does the entire image itself. So that's that. And if we move down here and zoom out, the global refinements is another option that allows you to make adjustments to the edge. So the feather makes the outer area more soft. This one smooths it out, just clears out the sharp, rigid edges, and the contrast makes those edges, once they're soft and everything, much more sharp and crisp. Lower these. So that just really depends on the kind of image you're working on and the outcome of your selection that you want to have. Another very important thing that the Refine Edge Brush Tool allows you to do is change the size of the edge refinement. So let's say we want to, it's easier to see on the show edges if we were to lower this. If we were to increase the radius, you can see that it itself begins to make adjustments to the outer areas of your selection. And it's a great way to just kind of make, without this, kind of see that it makes those adjustments for you, and you can just go around and change that as needed. So those are that, and that was for the Refine Edge Brush Tool. So moving on to the Brush Tool. The Brush Tool is also a tool used to make adjustments, but specifically adds or subtracts areas of your selection. So we can change those settings here on the options bar, where we can click on the plus sign to add to selection and the subtract sign to subtract from the selection. So as we did earlier, we worked on the lower portion where the pant pockets are, and if we were to change the view to black and white, you can see that when we used the Refine Edge Brush Tool, it did make those refinements, but it also removed some of the inner selection, which we don't want. We don't want anything to be missing, so we can go ahead and just come on this black and white view, make sure that we have the Add to Selection marked, and we can go ahead and just add the inner areas that are missing from the image with the brush tool. And again, you can change your size of your brush using the brackets. So the left bracket will decrease the size and the right bracket will increase the size. So I'm going to go ahead and decrease the size and just make sure that I kind of get these areas. And it's very helpful as well to switch views. So let's say you go like overlay, and you can kind of see like if the pink shows, or you can change the color, you can just kind of see where the areas that you need to fill in, and just make sure you don't skip like all of this pink here. So you can just adjust that and remove those areas, and then just toggle back to the original or go back to black and white and make sure you fully fill in the entire selected area. It also helps out for making refinements on the outer areas as well. So let's say I build up my transparency so we can really see. You can, oh, I'm on add, so just make sure that you're constantly checking that you're doing the right selection option. Decrease the size. You can also change the, like I said, the size, hardness, and spacing on the options bar if you press down on the brush options. So let's say you want a softer brush or softer edge, you just decrease the hardness and you come back and you can see that it helps create a much more soft and not as sharp edge. So if you don't want your edge to be too sharp, you can just do that and kind of like go in and adjust, decrease the size of your brush, and just really get the details and adjust as needed. So yeah, that's the brush tool and the Refine Edge brush tool.